NFTs are in the crapper, including all of the countless NFTs that the various fashion and luxury brands launched.
Oh,
Uh, we're looking at an Instagram post here that says the frenzy around fashion NFTs fizzled. How it fizzled. No surprises there. They kind of fizzled along with the rest of the entire NFT market.
oh,
But
market, or whatever they call it, crypto market.
crypto market, yeah, I mean that's not doing well either. That's doing very terribly.
Infos.
Um, here's my take though, and I want to get your thoughts on this. If there was really any industry where NFTs could have and should have worked, I feel like it's fashion.
Mm-hmm. And we've never talked before. We've never met, and I've never heard about these subjects. But if I did, I would say
Mhm.
that it just is like that's the first inherent thing that makes sense.
Right.
We'll touch on it. But if you say hypothetically we're going to enter a virtual world, and you might hypothetically spend money on a digital asset,
Mhm.
somebody would have to explain to you what buying land in the metaverse is. But if you said you pay this money so you can wear a Gucci jacket on your fake character,
Mhm.
that's going to be like the first things that people spend money on, obviously.
Absolutely.
And you said to me in a dream once that
Mhm.
brands already have the cachet to be like, yes, it's Gucci and it costs expensive. So
Exactly.
there's an obvious translation.
Yeah. So, and the thing about NFTs, right? I don't know if I need to explain NFTs to anybody, but in case I do, they are non-fungible tokens, meaning they're one of one, they're not reproducible. They have a scarcity implied within them that is very much in line with the scarcity that brands try to create within their real life pieces. So brands like Balenciaga, they're in Fortnite. They sell skins. Video game skins are not a new thing. If you just add scarcity to that, like you should theoretically have a recipe for success. Uh,
But
but I think it's about the implementation. How did these brands implement these that doom them to failure?
I mean, I honestly, this isn't a hot take. It's obviously already imploded. But
Mhm.
when all the metaverse stuff first was being murmured, it's like, uh, was it every? I know they were, but how stupid and delusional up your own ass are you? Where all these companies are like, we need to spend $1 billion upselling people on a thing that doesn't even exist and they don't even want. You're
Yeah.
already trying to sell them the accessories, and there
Mhm.
isn't a platform or service or even hook. It's like it's like they came out and said, "Have you heard of RuneScape? Have you ever heard of Second Life? We have it. We're inventing it." It's like, when was this? They like legitimately companies went full steam ahead,
Yeah.
trying to develop their markets for a place that they didn't even really consider making. I don't get it, but
Yeah.
I collapsed.
It's actually a fascinating idea that I hadn't considered, that probably one of the biggest reasons that it failed is because they were trying to upsell. They were trying to get net new money that wasn't there before. Whereas the way to make it work is if it's a value add. It's something that you're adding on top of what customers would already be buying that makes them more likely to buy it or to buy more of it, right?
Like, where are we going? When is the metaverse? When is it? Where is it? It's just so stupid to me. And I know, like I'm saying this, and it's like everybody knows this now.
Right.
Like, really? Uh,
But zooming in on it, right?
okay,
Zooming
let's
in on
zoom
it,
in. Let's zoom in.
there are legitimate use cases for NFTs that were just completely left on the table as if they weren't of value at all, when I think really they should have been the most valuable pieces of it. Like,
Go on.
first off, an NFT for a fashion brand should have always been tied to a real life piece. That should have been step one. You don't create an NFT just to be an NFT. It is the digital equivalent of a piece that you've bought from their website or their store or whatever. And then you can use it, since it is a one of a kind piece, to show the authenticity of your real piece, or to follow it through different owners. Like you say, hey, Kanye West owned this at one point, and now it's on Grailed, and you can check that. You can be like, oh, this was actually, I don't know, Travis Scott's Utopia NFT for the jacket that he wore. I don't know.
But why would they do that? That's not inventing new money. People already buy clothes.
That's the problem.
Why am I giving them an extra thing?
But it's the same, like, these brands pay for Certa logo, at least some of them, right? Yeah. If anyone doesn't know what Certa logo is, like, they are licensing basically these QR codes that people can scan at the aftermarket or whatever to know if this is a real Montclair jacket or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like every brand at this point should have that or something like it. And the NFTs could have been the something like it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I guess you're right. But I think that fundamentally, so like the brands that do that have like kind of like this digital tracking thing and I don't know if like it's my brain or the tonight or whatever, but I'm not trying to be so negative. But they only do it so that they can retain a certain value. Like those brands are doing it so that people won't spend money on fakes, and like the multi-billion-dollar of replicas, they can kind of cut some of that out because they've created a safeguard.
It's actually incredibly helpful to them too, because what it also does is it shows them where the fakes are. This happened to me once. I was at a thrift store and I scanned one on like a Stone Island piece, and it was like, this is fake. Also, here's a little text box. Please tell us where you are and where this is. And they'll literally go find it and be like, is this a place where people are gathering lots of fakes? And they could shut it down, you know?
The shit out of them.
Yeah.
I love being a narc for Stone.
Bring out the lawyers.
I genuinely, I think that it was like, they were like Alexander the Great, and they looked upon the world and saw there was no more places to conquer. And they wept and they said, well, how do we make more money? We have to always be growing. It has to be infinite. And, you know, there's only so many humans that we can put clothes on the back of. So we need to invent new worlds. And because they did that, they started making the products.
And you know, they came so hard when they first learned about it, because they were like, we don't even have to make the thing.
They were like, what?
We don't even need like supply chains or anything.
And they immediately started firing like the ateliers. Like,
exactly.
100%. I mean, we had a post up a moment ago where we were contemplating what is the future of NFTs? Why are fashion still into it? Because they jismed and they hired people who are on like at least like a year contract, 2-year contract. So those are still working.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like the other element of it. Is it a video game? Is the metaverse a video game? If so, which one? Because like I could understand if you told me, well, actually this company makes a lot of money on Roblox, and it's like, then they're selling Roblox accessories, or they're selling fork knife accessories. But there is no digital like forum space that people regularly want to go to that's not like one of the niche communities. And there is certainly not a access to, you know, three-dimensional, the systems. The systems are too expensive. And
literally, at this point, I think the biggest bumps that these platforms get is when like a YouTuber like Ryan Trahan or Jarvis Johnson does one of their big like videos, like, I spent a week in the metaverse and I was alone because nobody's here. You know what I mean? Like, that's their big claim to fame at this point.
It's like the reports about like how Facebook had to force their like employees to go onto the metaverse. Like
it's like jab, please clap.
Yeah, exactly.
Please go on Meta.
Please go on Meta. And it's like, what the you know? You didn't even come up with a reason for me to go on there.